Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, and honors to you brothers out there on the highways and the byways teaching this word, sincerity and in truth. And I just want to do a response to this video that done by the elder apostle to her in regards to these two maniacs, and their statement which they made concerning the book of Deuteronomy in a vain attempt to save their master, the so-called white man. Because anyone that believes in Christianity, ultimately what you really believe in is so-called white supremacy, Edomite supremacy. You believe in the spiritual and physical rulership of the so-called white man over you. He is your authority on a spiritual and a physical level. And we, the Hebrew Israelites, we denounce the spiritual authority of the so-called white man. And that's why these guys come up against us, because we're denouncing their God. All right, we're denouncing the so-called white man's authority over these scriptures, man. He ain't going to tell us what the scriptures mean. First of all, he's not an Israelite. Secondly, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. How you gonna have the devil himself be an authority over the understandings of these scriptures, man? We have to validate what he say. He don't validate what we say. All right? Because we're the people of the book, and the Lord's dealing with us. These people, they're still enslaved, man, in the mind. Now, they made a statement, which I'm going to play.
Shalom, Apostle Tahar, coming back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. And I'm going to entitle this, And It Shall Come to Pass. And I came across this video on Vocab Malone's page entitled Deuteronomy 28, Irrefutable Interpretation. Dr. Eric Mason and Damon Richardson highlights.
There, Dr. Eric Mason. So he's probably got a PhD in theology from Trinity Bible College. Like I said, his spiritual father. He's learned the scriptures from the so-called white man. That's it. That's point blank period. If you're a Christian, then your spiritual father is a so-called white man. That's who's feeding you your understanding. I don't care if you're a Pentecostal or you're a Jehovah Witness. That goes back to Charles Tails Russell. Whether you're a Mormon, or I don't care if you're a Catholic. I don't care who your spiritual leader, your spiritual father is the so-called white man. And the so-called white man is the devil. So John 8 and 44 applies to you if you're calling yourself a Christian. Because all this guy has is a doctorate in theology. In fact, see, I'm on here and I'm trying to find out where he got his PhD from. But apparently he's a professor. He teaches biblical studies at the College of Biblical Studies in Houston. In fact, hold on, let me do a quick research. Right. Anyway, forget about it. But the point of the matter is, right, when you really trace these people, they all go back to the so-called white man. That's who they learn what they know from. Their interpretation of the Holy Scriptures goes back to the so-called white man. Right? It's plantation Christianity. Yeah, that's who's handing out their degrees. That's who's allowing them to set up colleges and universities. That's where it's all coming from. All right? But he's a doctor. Please.
It's by Vocab. And I'm just going to let you listen to a little bit of this video.
Deuteronomy is not a prophetic book. Let me say that again. Take note. Deuteronomy is not a prophetic book.
Now, that's a lie. Deuteronomy contains prophecy. Does it contain history? Yes. Does it contain laws? Yes. Does it contain prophecy? Yes. See, what they try and do is they try and make the scriptures fit their description. So, okay, this book is a book, and it's a prophetic book. Listen, there's prophecy contained in all the books of the Bible. There's also history. There's also accounts. You can go into the book of Jeremiah. You can find historical accounts in the book of Jeremiah, but you also find a lot of prophecy. But just because Jeremiah has a lot of prophecy in it doesn't mean it doesn't contain history. See, these guys are trying to play games. But hold up. All we got to do, let's go to Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. Now, 2 chapters before, the Lord explained what would befall Israel if they kept his commandments and his covenant, and what would befall Israel if they didn't. Yeah? Forewarning. Now, this is Deuteronomy 30:1. And it shall come to pass. Meaning, this is prophecy. This is Moses telling the people that were there listening, look, this is what is going to happen. That's called prophecy. When all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. So Moses is already letting the people know, look, you're going to be blessed by the Most High and you're going to be cursed. So what does that mean? There's going to come a time when you ain't going to keep these laws and you're going to be cursed. That's called prophecy. Yeah? What's the definition? Let's get the definition of the word prophecy. Because maybe some people don't understand that. It's not a prophetic book. Man, Lord's going to deal with these clowns, man. Prophecy, the foretelling or prediction of what is to come. Yeah, something that is declared by a prophet, especially a divinely inspired prediction, instruction, or exhortation. And Moses was a prophet. Even Yahushua said that Moses spoke of him. So that Moses was a prophet, man. Is a prophet, I should say. All right, Deuteronomy 30:1, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee. Now, that particular people that the Lord said that to, or Moses said that to, were they scattered among the different nations? No, they weren't. They were walking through the wilderness, and then they entered into the land of Israel. They weren't scattered through the nations. But Moses said to them that thou shalt call them to mind the blessings and the curses among all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee. So this is prophecy. The Lord's telling them that, look, man, I'm going to put these blessings on you, then I'm going to put these curses on you. And according to them curses, you're going to be driven, you're going to be scattered throughout the world. And when you are scattered, guess what? You're going to call to mind these blessings and these curses that are in Deuteronomy 28. That's why every Hebrew, not just Great Millstone, every Hebrew Israelite camp out there that's worth a grain of salt constantly brings out Deuteronomy the 28th chapter and the blessings and the curses. It's actually a fulfillment of prophecy that we would do this in the last days. We will call the blessings and the curses to mind in the lands which we are driven, and shalt return unto the Lord thy God. This is prophecy. So we're going to return to the Lord, which is what we're doing now. We're returning to the Lord by way of the Messiah, by way of the Son of the living power, man, Yahushua, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, which is the law. So we're going to return to the Lord and we're going to keep the law, right? That's what the New Testament is all about. Hebrews 8 and 10. All right, and that's going to be fulfilled in these last days. According to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thine soul, and then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity. No, were these people in captivity at the time? No, this was a future prophecy. And have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all nations whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. Now, in this time, were these people that the Lord was speaking to here scattered among all nations and then gathered? No. That's talking about us today. We're scattered today. And his son, Yahushua, is going to make his return to gather together the elect from the four corners of the earth. Gather together the Israelites that were scattered. If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. Meaning when we go back into the land of Israel, we're going to have it better than our forefathers did when they were in the land of Israel. This is prophecy. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart, which is the New Testament, and the heart of thy seed, which proves that the New Testament is only for that particular seed of people, the Israelites. What's a seed? Hold on. Commands want to play games out here. Seed, sowing, offspring. Seed, semen, virile, offspring, descendants, posterity, children. You ain't got a damn thing to say. That shows you the New Testament, as is stated in the book of Hebrews and the book of Jeremiah, is for the house of Israel, man. It's for the children of Israel. It ain't for everybody, man. All right? That's the truth. I know, it says, and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. That's the eternal life. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies. So after the Lord deliver us and we receive the New Testament, and these laws are written in our minds, and we are brought back to the land of Israel, and the kingdom of heaven is established, the Lord is then going to put all the curses on our enemies. He didn't say the blessings, he said the curses. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Yep, the so-called white man is the number one culprit of that. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, and do all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day. And that proves reincarnation. Because the same people Moses was talking to back then are back here today. And the Lord thy God will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers. Yeah? See, these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. The book of Deuteronomy is prophecy, and that prophecy is still in the process of being fulfilled. Because we still haven't been put back in our land yet. We still haven't been circumcised in the heart yet. So what the hell is this guy talking about? What the hell are these two clowns with their masters and their doctorate degrees in theology talking about? They don't know a damn thing. All right? Because the Spirit of the Lord ain't in them universities, them Bible universities and them colleges. Yeah? Certain historical information, yeah, they gonna know. Certain definitions of words, yeah, they gonna know. But when it comes to truly understanding these scriptures and the secrets of these scriptures, it ain't given unto them. It's given unto the men of the Lord, the prophets, beginning with the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, man. All right? Just because you got a PhD in theology don't mean you understand these scriptures, man. Don't mean you understand these prophecies. Case in point why this buffoon is making a statement like the Deuteronomy 28 is not a prophetic book, so he could save his master. So he can make the vain attempt of saving his master and denying his heritage. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.